Hey you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Pratima and I am a cabin crew with Indigo Airlines, and I also make random videos and some videos related to cabin crew. Also going to answer some of the questions that been asked in cabin crew interviews. So the question that I will be discussing with you today is, what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses? So let's just discuss first question right here. What are your strengths? So understand the logic behind this question, why an interviewer is asking you this, because he or she wants to check your will towards the company. Simple as that. So again, it's a very, as a point of interview, it's very difficult to answer these strength and weaknesses questions, because again, you are not gonna tell them what are your weaknesses. Like, वो आपसे पूछते हैं बट इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि दे आर एक्चुअली वांट टू सी योर वीकनेसेस. And if you are going for an interview, you just can't tell them what are your weaknesses, because sometimes those things can be used against you and you might not clear that interview out of the list of your weaknesses if you tell them. So very first thing that you have to do is, I have written the point right here, the very first point. Go through the job description. Again, yes, it's very important that you will go through the job description. At least वो आपको बहुत हेल्प करेगा टू आंसर देयर क्वेश्चंस. आपको पता चलेगा कि जो कैबिन क्रू का जॉब रोल है या फिर किसी और फील्ड का जॉब रोल है, आपको पता होता है कि उनको क्या क्या चीज़ें करनी होती हैं. तो जस्ट बिल्ड योर आंसर्स आउट ऑफ द जॉब रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन दैट यू आर going for. So let's just I'll just give you an example. Like, you can give your strengths out of customer service related, team management related, team player related. You can tell them that you're flexible enough to be adjusted in any kind of environment. And for example, I'll tell you my biggest strength is that I am very efficient under work pressure. I do not take stress when I have lots of work to do. I just handle everything with calmness. This is one of the example that you can give. This is what I actually said in one of my interviews. And of course, not just say it, prove it. Let's just, whenever you're telling something to someone, you always explain it with an example. It actually leaves an effect afterwards when you actually explain some things along with the examples. वैसा नहीं है कि I'm very good under pressure, I'm very good to work under pressure. Okay, then explain it. It's very important to explain along with the real life example, and try not to say a lie. प्लीज़ इग्नोर दैट. आप अपनी पर्सनल लाइफ एक्सपीरियंस में से भी कोई उनको एग्जाम्पल दे सकते हो, आप कोई सिनेरियो शेयर कर सकते हो वेर यू हैव डन दिस. सो आई थिंक it's always good to have examples along with your answers. Make out your answers according to the values, according to the pillars, so that they will also get to know, okay, you have done some research towards their company. And let's move on to weaknesses. It's somehow still okay to explain your strengths, but it's not at all easy to actually tell someone's your weakness. Okay, so if I talk about if you have to tell your weakness to somebody professionally in a formal way, so let's just not actually take your actual weaknesses what you have. Like, there are many. There are people who just cannot work under pressure, they cannot take stress. And there are people who are a bit comparatively to other people, they're a bit calm in terms of work, which automatically leads to the slow work. But these things we are not going to mention in a job interview. Trust me, it can affect your interview and you might end up losing it. So the very first thing that I'm going to tell you is, just be calm, listen to the question first, and then take 10-20 seconds nicely and just tell the interviewer directly, I'm just trying to recollect my thoughts. That's always okay to take your time while you're answering someone's questions, especially during an interview. Yeah, in my interview I literally said that I cannot say no to to anyone on work when it comes to the work pressure. But again, as I mentioned before, always give examples along with that. You just can't end up your statement, your sentence, by saying that you cannot say to no to someone. You have to have an example with you. And again, do not end up telling their weaknesses and full stop. No, you have to tell that how did you overcome that. Okay, because otherwise if that thing is still with you, next questions can be arises from there, and they will end up asking you something which you will not be able to answer maybe. So it's always again, always answer with how did you overcome, have you overcome already or not. So yeah, I said that in my interview. And there are times that you have to do teamwork, and you know, you have to expedite in such a way that you have to help others also. Again, prepare your answer wisely, perfectly, इंक्लूडिंग टीम वर्क. बिकॉज अगर आप बोल रहे हो कि मैं सबसे अब मैं मना कर देती हूँ काम पे, एंड आई डू नॉट टेक ओवरलोड ऑफ वर्क, again that's not a good thing. Like, there are organizations who are looking for a teamwork also. Like in a cabin crew job role, it's just not one crew who's working on board, it's the entire set of crew working. And there are pairs and you have to work in team. Like अगर एक नहीं कर रहा है तो दूसरा, if the person is doing the work, वो expedite हो रहा है पूरा, then how you are actually finishing up your day. So I think I was able to answer of your questions. I know I was not able to give you some of the most usable examples, but I think copy pasting your answer to someone's answer to an interview is not a it's not a good thing. Because any which ways, what if the interviewer knows that there are people who actually do that, and I do not want you to guys do that. So that's why I have just given you a little bit of base about the questions and how to answer that. And it's absolutely upon you guys, how are you going to prepare your answer. Because whenever the answers comes from within by your own, they're always better, they're always pure, and everybody's gonna believe that. So thank you so much guys. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel, and I will be coming up with more such videos. Bye till then.